Greetings. It's Wednesday, week 3, and I usually on Wednesdays I like to just throw out a quick personal video to share some thoughts and let you know where I am and where I hope you are in this class. So uh, we are in week 3, and we have had a very successful, I think, weeks 1 and 2. Um, just from one standpoint, we have almost 100% participation in our course, so that's interesting. Often some folks fall behind, and nobody has had that problem. So for that, hooray! I commend you for jumping in and staying with the course. And I know sometimes it can be a little confusing or challenging, but please know that I'm here to help and that you will get through this. So, a couple of things. First, the writing plan is identical questions to the writing notes. So, um, the idea is that you'll kind of revisit and rethink them. That doesn't mean you need to entirely rewrite them if you've done a good job. I hope that in my notes you have found the areas that need some work so that you can um, answer more effectively and more closely to the requirements. There's 2 additional questions on the writing plan, and those are about your revision process and about feedback. And you want to, a lot of times people answer the questions and they don't kind of look ahead, and they say, what's your revision process? And they say, well, my best revision process is feedback, and I think feedback's good because it helps me do this. And then the next question is, what do you think about feedback? So do try to think through your revision process. And there are other methods of revision, including chunking, which is reading a little bit at a time, making notes, using colors, reading aloud, reading from back to front. So there's a lot of revision tactics, and it's just and taking a break from the work is a good tactic. Anything that you can do to look at your work with new eyes, with fresh eyes, and not see the same thing every time. The other assignment for this week is annotating your sources. And in this, it's asking for 3 sources, and they really should come from the database. And note that the first question asks you to identify them and tell what database they're from. So identification is not just a URL. Identification should be a full APA or MLA citation or reference, at least the title, the author, the publication or website, and the database. Next, it's going to ask you, it's kind of split in 2 parts, and it asks these repetitive questions. This source is arguing it's using this evidence too, and I think it's doing a good or bad job. Those questions, it's really asking you to verify the credibility and reliability of the source. And what does that mean? When it says it's using this evidence, is it using statistics? Is it citing other sources? Is it using an example? Is it doing a good or bad job? It asks. I think it's doing a good job because the author is a PhD in physics, and this is a topic about physics. It's doing a good job because it is a peer-reviewed journal and it is reliable. It's doing a good job because the information is current. It's from 2018. It's any of the criteria is the right answers for that. The source is doing a good job and it's using this evidence. So it's kind of a lot right there. I try to keep this really short, but there we have it. 2 little bites on the assignments. On a personal level, I want to thank everybody. Usually my grading is much faster. It hasn't been late. We have 7 days to complete our grading, and it's certainly been within that. Usually I try to do it within a day or so of your submission. I have had some a loss of a family member, and I also am seeing the last days of my 15-year-old Sheltie. So it's been a little bit of tough times, but it's not terrible. All is well. Everybody's in a good place, and I am too, and I look forward to helping you through the next weeks. And if you need anything, please give me a holler. I'm here to help you. Take care.